It was the quiet afternoon of April 20th, 2020. Traders sat behind giant financial screens, watching oil crash. Thick black crude was losing its value in real time. Oil had fueled 20th century industrial expansion for decades. Suddenly, the price plunged below zero into negative territory. Terminals flashed a shocking -$37 per barrel. Rows of steel oil barrels sat worthless on industrial docks. Cash money was evaporating next to useless crude drums. Golden droplets of liquid gold lost all financial value. Corporate executives met behind closed doors in dark boardrooms. Cities enforced lockdowns, turning streets into ghost towns. Passenger jets were grounded on empty airport runways. Automobile plants completely shut down their assembly lines. Giant supertankers floated stationary across open oceans. Global energy demand networks faded out one by one. The historic balance, carefully managed by OPEC, was breaking. Petroleum pump jacks worked silently under Texas sunsets. Diplomatic cars arrived at OPEC headquarters in Vienna. Tense delegates argued around emergency conference tables. Russian oil fields continued pumping through snowy fields. American shale drilling rigs operated across West Texas. Saudi leaders made a devastating high-stakes gamble. Heavy iron pipeline valves were turned open to max capacity. Massive oil tank farms filled to absolute maximum capacity. Dark crude began overflowing from steel storage tanks. A massive flood of excess crude hit financial districts. Underground salt caverns reached their absolute storage limits. Ocean tankers anchored near coastlines, forming long lines. Traders stared intensely at screens, flashing red warning signals. Time was ticking away on futures contract expirations. Analysts questioned if free markets could survive the shock. Government bodies evaluated emergency energy regulations. The delicate balance between supply and demand shattered. The calendar page flipped to the decisive April 20th deadline. Stressed analysts worked late into the night under dark screens. Hands typed frantically to sell open contracts at any cost. Maps zoomed into the pipeline crossroads of Cushing, Oklahoma. The massive Cushing tank facility had zero storage space left. Pressure gauges on pipeline junctions hit maximum red danger. Panicked traders shouted on trading floors in total hysteria. Cursors clicked frantic sell buttons to avoid physical delivery. Automated algorithms caught fire with no remaining buyers. Stock chart lines dropped sharply off a cliff in digital space. Screens flashed -10, -20, and -37. Paper fortunes dissolved into smoke particles in seconds. Corporate hedge fund offices sat empty as funds collapsed. Wall Street stood under dark, stormy financial skies. Drilling rigs were abandoned across empty Texas fields. Oil workers walked away from idle drilling platforms. Production states like Texas, North Dakota, and Oklahoma suffered. Refineries in Venezuela operated at historical low capacities. Coastal ports in Nigeria sat with empty cargo docks. Supertanker hulls drifted as rusting monuments of greed. Deep-sea oil rigs were forced to shut down operations. Industrial valves were locked with heavy steel chains. Economic textbooks were rewritten after unprecedented crashes. Renewable solar panel farms reflected bright blue skies. large wind turbines spun over rolling green hills. Strategic petroleum reserve vault doors were evaluated globally. Boardrooms shifted investments toward green energy deals. Humanity re-evaluated its reliance on finite fossil fuels. Archives recalled the Great Depression crowd of 1929. Historic panics morphed into modern digital market shocks. Electric vehicles charged at modern solar canopy stations. Fresh water resources highlighted future resource risks. High-tech semiconductor microchips represented new critical assets. Rare earth metals became the strategic resources of tomorrow. Earth rotated in space, requiring sustainable energy systems. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for more deep investigations. Digital clocks continue ticking as new energy crises approach. Headlines recorded the day oil crashed to record lows. Houston skylines reflected changing energy industry landscapes. Liquidity waves crashed over traditional financial institutions. Pressure gauges warned of systemic global supply risks. Pipelines stretched across deserts toward uncertain futures. Analysts monitored crashing markets on giant screens. Traders reflected on the day paper leverage broke reality. Legal contracts enforced physical delivery on paper traders. Freight trains hauled unneeded crude across countryside tracks. Heavy rain poured over empty gas stations at night. Fuel nozzles dripped as consumer demand evaporated. Charts mapped out shifting global energy trade routes. Gas towers burned against dusk skies in Saudi fields. Courtroom gavels banged as bankruptcy filings surged. Digital algorithm nodes snapped under extreme market tension. Emergency shutoff buttons were pressed on control panels. Trading desks sat empty with abandoned coffee cups. Offshore platforms endured sunset storms in the North Sea. Shipping straits clogged with idle cargo vessels. Paper value melted away like gold under intense heat. Server racks flashed status lights in dark data centers. Paper money flew away like dry leaves in strong winds. Abandoned gas station signs swung desolate in the wind. Executives signed bankruptcy petitions with fountain pens. Lines of unemployed workers stood outside city offices. Empty corporate boardrooms reflected corporate downsizing. Global supply chain links shattered into glowing fragments. Thermometers rose into red warning levels across markets. Battery storage facilities powered next-generation grids. Solar panels reflected passing storm clouds toward clean futures. Underground oil vaults remained secured under triple locks. High-tech command centers monitored global energy flows. Chessboards placed oil barrels as the central strategic piece. Early 1900s oil gushers reminded humanity of energy history. Split screens contrasted 1973 gas lines with 2020 charts. Clean water in hands symbolized critical future resources. Silicon wafers gleamed with technological diffraction patterns. Dark mineral rocks represented future rare earth conflicts. Earth, viewed from space, illuminated modern human civilization. Digital hourglasses flowed with dark crude instead of sand. Circuit board traces conducted electricity for clean tech. human brains intertwined with green leaves and energy grids. Presenters analyzed complex historical market breakdowns. Sunrises over calm oceans marked a new energy era. Click the subscribe button and notification bell for updates. Thank you for watching The Day Oil Became Worthless. See you in our next deep historical investigation.